Yeah, that's that. I think that's more Taylor, to be honest. But well, welcome to Broker Moment, everybody. I actually want to go through some stuff. There's a project that I'm working on that will eventually have like some actual resources for this. And what we're talking about is builder contracts. Non-standard. Yeah, that's the you see,
Oh.
like ew, right? Builder contracts, non-standard. What I'm eventually going to have for you is I want to create a KWSN resource that is specifically a checklist that you as the buyer's agent could go through on every builder's contract that you receive and just have a list of like everything we take for granted in the REPC that we need to look for in these builder contracts, and make sure they're present, or if they're not, what's the issue that could cause, right? So today I want to just go through a couple of those things just as a friendly reminder if you're dealing with builders. Um, so builder contracts are non-standard, builder friendly, not buyer friendly, very, very buyer unfriendly usually. They're usually missing things that we take for granted in a REPC that we don't like stuff we don't usually fill in on the REPC that we just assume is there, right? And they're often 10 times wordier than is needed to say something the REPC says in like a sentence or a paragraph, right? So protect your clients, right? Do not leave them at the mercy of the builder. We should make sure we look for the potentially significant risks in these builder contracts. If we don't, we're doing a disservice to our clients if we're not reading these builder contracts, especially when some builders try to push you out and say, "No, we've got this. We'll do the contract. You leave. Leave the room, buyer's agent, so we can talk about this messy, nasty contract that is not good for your clients, right?" So here's some things to always look for. So number one, what are the required deposits? Earnest money, construction deposit. How is each one treated? When, if at all, is it ever refundable? Right? Is there earnest money? If there's not, that could be an issue. If they only have a construction deposit, right? There could be an issue. And we'll talk about one of those issues in a minute. But so two things to look for, right? Who's holding it? The contract probably says that the builder's title company will hold it. When is it due? We're used to a certain amount of time on that, right? It could be different in a non-standard builder contract, so watch out for that. Um, is there any kind of due diligence for your buyer? Probably not. In these builder contracts, there's probably not any kind of due diligence. Look for that though. Educate your clients. Is there ever a right to cancel for your buyer? Or would any cancellation ever be considered default? And if so, what does it spell out are the risks for buyer default? Again, going back to deposits and earnest money, refundability, right? Uh, is there ever a right to cancel at all? Even and I bring this up here for seller default, right? But so is there if there is a financing and or appraisal condition, does buyer get any deposit money back if they cancel? If so, how much? Um, they may have a right to cancel for financing contingency. They may not get their deposit back. I don't know. The builder contract would know. So then this going back to all that, right? Going back to rights to cancel. What would be your buyer's remedy for seller default? Deposits back, damages, anything? If the seller said we're going to have your home ready by this date, and so your buyer sold their house and has no home to move into on this date other than the new house, and your builder defaults on their substantial completion deadline, what happens in the REPC? We again take for granted there's provisions there to protect the buyer if the seller screws up. Is there anything that gets the seller on the hook if they screw up in the builder contract? Maybe and maybe not. Um, and then this is actually going back to our REPC, the new construction REPC has this in it. Does the builder contract have this in it as well? Can the seller unilaterally change the sales price? In the new construction REPC, they can. And if they do in the new construction REPC, the buyer has a right to back out and get their earnest money back. What about in the builder contract? Right? Can the seller unilaterally change the price? And if they do, does the buyer have a right to cancel? They may not, right? These contracts were written with one thing and one thing in mind, that's protecting the builder. So all these things we take for granted in our repsies, they may not be there. Yeah, if the seller decides to go up 10, 20, 30 grand on the price, can the buyer even cancel per the builder contract? Right? These are these are just I bring these to your attention because I want to remind you builder contracts are no good. They're no good. And what did I even oh oh my goodness, the wheel fell off. Okay. Builder contracts are no good, you guys. I mean, some of them can be good, I guess. But the point is we need to read them and make sure. We need to read them and find out and educate our clients accordingly. I will have a checklist, but if anyone wants like these slides, you can reach out to us and we can just send you this list for now. But we'll get a full checklist out shortly. Any questions, comments, concerns, complaints?
Has anybody been able to get a builder to use our actual reps that we have available? As an instance. They'll use it. If it's as an instance, they tell you these stuff. Yeah. It's already.
Yeah, if it's a spec, it'll probably be the regular Repsy. But if yeah,
Most
if you're-
won't.
Yeah.
Most won't. Like, you know.
They won't.
Yeah.
If they require it, that they use like a uniform,
Yeah.
obligated one.
That would be so nice if our state would do that. Yeah, that would be great. Also in other news, new Repsy's out and we're gonna start looking at that very soon. So you don't have to use it. In fact, I'd recommend you don't use it until we have more time to digest and do some training on it, okay? So it's out, but we don't have to use it till the first of the year. So
And we'll start doing training on that soon.
we will. Yeah, I don't know it super well yet. So so please don't use it yet. But okay, appreciate you guys.
Okay, thank you.